Hey, hey.
Good morning.
It is almost New Year's.
I'm so excited. Maybe. I don't know. I feel iffy. I could go either way. I like years to last, but I also get excited about a new year. So I could go either way.
Yeah. Oh, I should have brought in here to show and I didn't. My little artwork from my dreaming session last year because
Oh,
I just moved it into my bedroom. I love the new year. So we thought today we might share like some of our favorite New Year practices, right? This is just a little bonus fun episode.
yeah. So fun. I'm excited to hear yours.
Yeah, so I brought that up because the whole little artwork thing that I have, that I was gonna bring, but I didn't, whatever, is part of that dreaming practice I've done for, I was trying to remember the other day how long, and I don't even know how long because Jagger was little in elementary school, like probably maybe like first grade or something
Okay.
when I
Yeah.
started, and he's a junior now. But yeah, do you want to go first or do you want me to dive in?
Yeah. You go first. You go first, and then I'll do mine.
Okay, so my favorite thing to do every New Year's, like Eve, New Year's Day, around there is I call it a New Year's dreaming session. And I just don't love New Year's resolutions. For me, it's like just one more thing on my to-do list. And it doesn't really feel like anytime I've done them in the past, they were just so superficial for me.
Yeah.
And not that that's how it is for everyone, right? But I love thinking about how I want to move throughout my year and the energy I want to bring to my year. And because I love like meditating and being in communion with spirit and goddess, like, what am I being guided into for the year? So for me, like on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, it's usually, well, I was going to say usually New Year's Eve, but not always. One of them, and I bring out like, I don't know, like colored paper and markers and colored pencils and like all kinds of stuff. And so since Jag was little, I always just involved him in this.
Yeah.
And I'll put music on. Like usually I do kind of like meditative music, but it can be whatever because we also do a lot of dance parties around our house. So we sometimes it's like upbeat music and then I go into the meditative music, whatever. But I will like burn some sage, burn some incense, light some candles, non-toxic candles, of course. Um, I love the beeswax ones. Anyway, yeah.
What
Do,
else thinking?
do you use those?
No, I don't burn candles anymore. Since I stopped using candles, I just don't. It kind of freaks me out. I know it's like safe, but I don't know. And I haven't tried any of the organic beeswax. I feel like candles are just really fragrant, and I'm not super into fragrance
So,
anymore.
yeah, these are all unscented.
Okay, okay.
And I get them at Whole Foods, but I'm sure you can get them anywhere and like order them or whatever. But they're beeswax and they're just like, I love the ambiance. So anyway, because I'll use them like when I take a bath and everything.
Yeah.
But I will light candles and we will either sit on the couch or put cushions in the floor or whatever, right? We just get cozy. And I usually guide us into some kind of a meditation. Or we have before like just played a meditation. So that's totally an option. You can just use an app or find one on YouTube or whatever. Um, but we go into a meditation and then we just ask for guidance for our new year and for like what's to be revealed for us to like take into our new year, the energy we want to bring to it. And we'll journal for a while and then we create a piece of artwork. It can be a drawing, it could be symbols, it could be words, whatever. It's different every year. To just remind us of what came out of that session, and we can revisit it throughout the year to keep us on track.
I love that.
Yeah, I love it. It's super fun. It's really powerful. And I have found that for me, it's usually like the years build on each other.
Yeah.
So it's not even like on purpose that that's what happens, but like from my perspective, like I'm not purposely trying to do that. But when I look back, I can go, oh my gosh, this year led into this year, led into this year, like how my own personal spiritual and emotional growth was
Yeah.
guided year after year after year.
Do you keep them every year?
Yes, I do. So when I went through the all that like the moldy house situation, because they're paper, like some of them I did have to get rid of, but I took photos of all of it.
Okay.
So I have them all. My one from last year that I was gonna show, but I'll just tell you about it since most people are only listening anyway. After I journaled and stuff, three words just kept really popping out at me. And when I was like intuitively drawing on the paper, it was like I just kept seeing the shape of like a feminine body, like a goddess. So I just kind of drew that like loose, like hourglass shape. And then it had like these radiant beams coming out of it. And up around where like her head would be was brilliance. Then around where like her power center would be was embodiment. And then in her womb space and in where her vulva would be, her vulva, her womb, that area was magnetism. So my three big words to guide me through 2024 were brilliance, embodiment, and magnetism.
I love that.
Yeah. So all the decisions I've made, all the ways I've navigated life, whether it be work, fun, things with friends, relationships with family, whatever, I've really purposely tried to bring that to it.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so great. I love that. That's such a good idea. I think mine is like similar, but haven't done like a drawing. But I kind of like, I'm gonna have to use your idea. I kind of like the like to see it year after year, especially like think about my own kids. They can look at it like when they get older and be like, oh my gosh, look what mom did. Like, look at her little, like, whatever.
Yeah. And they can make their own.
Yeah.
Like Jagger used to make them, like, I think last year he maybe didn't do the drawing with me, but like he didn't sit through the whole thing because, you know, he's getting older and he has to, like, has his own things.
Yeah.
But he did do like internally, like kind of a little session, and we talked about what he wanted to bring into his year. But like when he was little, I mean, I still have like the words that he would come up with to put on his paper and like some of the drawings, I was like, dang, like it makes me teary eyed
Yeah.
because it's amazing because like they can also be inspired through meditation, prayer, what have you, you know, and just through going into their own bodies. It's a great way to teach them how to use that, listen to their own inner,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I like that a lot. I am really similar, but I'm more like goals. I wouldn't say, I guess they could be considered dreams. And I'm not like, okay, you have to do this or you like fail or whatever. But I've been like really reflecting on some things that I want to leave in 2024 that just no longer serve me. So I have, it's actually, that's really short. It's just like one thing that I'm leaving in 2024, and in 2025 I'm not going to do it. And if it comes up in 2025, I'm just going to say no, that was in 2024. We are leaving it there. But I do something similar. So I think about what I want 2025 to look like. And then if it lights me up, it's on my list. It's something I want to do, something I want to work towards. And if I'm like, meh, sounds like work, then I'll just like, I don't know, table it for now or revisit it during the year. Like some people, have their exercise goals or their water goals or whatever. And I think that's great. Like I think that's fine. Um, but I'm more like, I don't know. Like this year I want to be outside more. That's on my list. Cause last year I'm like, man, we are inside like a lot. Like this is not cool. So I'm like dreaming of ways and things like that we can do outside that's more creative. Like the other night, my son was talking about planting seeds, which I think he meant Rudolph. Like we made like Rudolph like reindeer food. And he's like, we need to plant those seeds. I'm like, no, that's like reindeer food. We just sprinkle it on the ground. But I'm like, okay, that's a great idea. Maybe we'll have a garden in 2025. I keep saying that every year. Like, I'd love to have a garden. We're just gonna make it happen. And I want to add some more grapevines. We have some grapevines right now. They did not produce this last year, but I really like to get some more of those. Anyway, so I'd like to be outside more. We're gonna be outside more in 2025. I'm really excited about that. I think that'll be great for us. And then what else? Gosh, I really should spend some time writing them down. I don't write things down right away. I just like keep thinking about them and just letting them keep coming up. And yeah, 2024 has been great. Like I've done lots of Bible studies. I want to do some more of that in 2025. I have some ideas in the burner. And then I don't know. We'll just see where the year takes us. I don't like to do resolutions either because I feel like that's like a January, this is what I'm doing kind of a thing. And by February, it's just like, well, maybe next year. Like, I don't want to be that way. I want to just have like some general goals, ideas that feel good for me. And then we'll just see how it goes, see how the year goes.
I love that. Yeah. It's so,
Really?
yeah, it's fun to, and that's, I think also with the dreaming session, like it's
Yeah.
a feeling to, so you're open, like what you're saying, you're open to where the universe takes you and you're open to what comes into your life and you're open to being like in the flow rather than having these really concrete, maybe it's just a more feminine way of going about it. I don't know, but I think um it really opens, I've found it opens me to more than I could have planned for myself.
Yeah.
And I love that you said like if it feels like work,
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
that's something that you and I have worked on a lot, like and talked about a lot, like in session. Um, and I applaud you. That is great. Because yeah, it is. It's like, oh
Pleasure in 2025. Everything's going to be way more pleasurable.
yes, girl, tap into that pleasure. And as a projector, especially like, oh my God, I think that's gonna feel so juicy for you.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, because even me, like as a manifesting generator, I have, I'm a sacral being and I have that motor that I can push through, but like I don't like to do things that feel like work either. I just love sinking into my pleasure.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm excited to see where that goes.
Yeah, I'm excited. Well, I think even just like making everything in general more pleasurable. I feel like we just make everything not fun. And I just am going to look for more pleasure in 2025.
Yes. Okay. So, two things that I wanted to say. So, one is about leaving stuff behind. Yes, I agree with you. So, I also, one of my personal rituals is I take a bath
Yeah.
New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. And I love like the candlelit bath, like I was talking about earlier. I'll put like Epsom salts and essential oils, and just sometimes I make like, I use actual herbs and flowers. It just depends, like what I'm feeling inspired to do.
Uh,
But what I do while I'm in there is I meditate and I think about, okay, what do I want to leave in 2024, like you were saying? And what do I want to like step into for 2025? And when I let the water out, I just let that symbolically be me letting go and everything that I wanted to release from 2024 going down the drain. Like,
yeah.
goodbye. And then as I step out of the bathtub, that's me stepping over the threshold into 2025 into what I want.
Yeah.
So it's just a little ritual that I find fun. Maybe that will feel good to someone listening. Maybe. But yeah, I like the symbolism of the rituals to just,
That's literally what I was thinking. Like, that is so symbolic. I love that.
yeah. And the other thing I was going to say about the pleasure, I'm going to just share a really quick story from this weekend, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So, we were in Indianapolis for Jaggers volleyball tournament. And we were just talking before we started recording, like, oh my God, I love going to those. And they're also like pretty tiring. Like, if anyone's watching on YouTube, it's like I'm in a cozy sweatshirt and no makeup and whatever. Because I was just telling Emily, I just let myself lay in bed one morning until like I absolutely had to get up and record, like just because it felt good. But we were talking, Jag and I, on the way home because when I go to these volleyball tournaments, like we were just observing how different people handle it and not in any judgment at all. But he mentioned like a certain person in our conversation, and he said, oh, and then he said, well, maybe it's a man thing because like we just want to like get in and get out and just like it doesn't matter where we eat. It doesn't matter, all of that. But I said, and I was like, well, maybe, but is it just too that like they're just not focused on adding any pleasure to the experience? It's not, maybe they would actually like it. But so when we go travel, like even if it's for a volleyball weekend, I refuse. I just don't participate in doing it the hard way and like it's work. I'm like, we're in this new city, or maybe a city that we know that we've traveled to before, and we're going to go eat dinner at a nice restaurant. I
Yeah.
don't care if we go in our volleyball clothes. Like, we're having a delicious dinner. We're going to stay in a nice hotel. We're going to be cozy. If we have time in the morning, we're going to order room service. That's what we did this time. Like, we got upgraded to a suite. And so, like, we would have done this anyway. It was already our plan, but it just made it even better because we had this really big, nice suite. And we ordered, we went down and got coffee, and then we came up and like started a movie, and then we ordered room service, and we just were like cozy until time to go to the tournament. But like, yeah, just bring in, you can bring the pleasure in to literally anything. A
Yeah.
chaotic volleyball tournament, you can find the moments of pleasure. Of course, it's pleasurable to like go watch him, and I'm screaming my head off, and I love that. But like, I mean, like that sinking into that,
Yeah.
like where you're not just rushing and running around from place to place and just, oh, I've got to get it done. And like, just find those little moments of like a nice dinner or stopping to have a coffee. Like we went and explored on our way home. Like we went back down to Mass Ave, and we like went to this the Garage Food Hall, which we'd never been to before because we just wanted to try it out.
Yeah.
What? Things like that. So yeah, like when that's what came up for me when you mentioned having a more pleasurable year.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I'm saying because I feel like so many people, and I do it too, it's just work, 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 or whatever. And it doesn't have to be that way. If you stop and think about it, you can turn anything into fun and pleasure.
Yes. Yes. I know. I started making that a practice. I don't know when, but and it really is a practice because
Yeah.
when you're used to being in the hustle and the grind and the like everything being hard or like stressful, you do have to like really shift your mindset.
Yeah. Conscious effort to be like, no, I do not want to be like this. I don't want to be crabby or cranky about it. So I am going to find pleasure wherever I am. In this situation, I will find pleasure.
Yeah. And just stopping and going, when you notice yourself in that spiral, stopping and going, okay, wait, I'm committed to pleasure. What would feel more pleasurable right now?
Yeah, even like, making plans for Christmas Day. Like we're gonna stay home most of the morning, relax, have a good time, open our presents, and then we had a situation where somebody was like, "Okay, well, when are we gonna open our presents?" And I'm like, I prefer like Wednesday evening, like after we do a family thing, because that way I can still get what I want out of the day as far as like staying home, relaxing, resting, letting the kids enjoy their gifts,
Yes.
taking all of the rush out of it. It's gonna be perfect.
Yes. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Good. Perfect. All right. Well, is there anything else that we want to add to this episode? Are we good? Are we complete?
I think 2025 is just going to be a great year. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be great.
Me too. Me too. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the buzz about it inside. I'm feeling like I actually woke up this morning feeling so excited for 2025. Like there's something bubbling. And I think astrologically, there are some pretty cool things that are even just like around Christmas and like going into the new year that are happening. So we shall see.
Okay. All right. Well, this was fun. This was fun to talk about our traditions and our New Year's and how we celebrate and what we look forward to, our dreaming, our goal setting. This has been really fun.
Yes, I love it. All right. I hope that the listeners have also gotten something out of it, that they feel more inspired.
Yeah.
Maybe actually, I don't know, reach out to us. Let us know if anything did inspire you and how maybe, or even just share. Like, I love hearing other people's traditions, don't you?
I do. I think it's fun.
It can be cool. All right. Well, peace out. I will see you later. Oh,
Bye.
and Happy New Year.